Hello friends, my name's Ambrosia Carey. I'm going to show you a really easy updo. If you have a hard time with updo, stick around. I'm going to show you a couple tips that will hopefully make your job easier next time. To start out, our style prep work is so important. So I am using the Detangler Brush by Olivia. These come in a fine to medium, medium to thick, and they also come in the smooth and shine version. So I'm using the fine and I'm just going through and detangling everything and making sure I have a nice even canvas to start with. Next up is the StyleUp Brush. This is one of my favorite brushes by Olivia. As you can see, it folds. You can put it in your pocket, you can put it in your purse, and it has a nylon bristle, which helps with really grabbing the hairs. And then it also has the boar bristles, which helps with smoothing and shining the hair out and grabbing everything to anchor it down. So I'm going to show you really quickly what you want to do before you get your style in place. We're starting out with a slight off-center part, but of course, if you have a model or client in your chair that is going in with their center part, no worries. It doesn't have to be off to the side, but that's what we're going to be starting with. And I am actually doing a diagonal forward from the very top of the head to the front of the ear, and I'm going to be styling that out of the way for now. So I'll clip that and I'll do the exact same thing on the opposite side. I'm going a little bit higher up, just past that part line for the top of the head to the front of the ear for this section here. And again, I will go ahead and just clip this out of the way. And now I'm going to be working in basically 2 quadrants in the back. So from this portion here, I'm going to go from the very top of the ear all the way up to the crown. And it is easier when you're doing this on a person to do this more in kind of like a triangle shape at the top. So you're going to come to a point or a horseshoe shape rather than trying to make it completely equal. So I'm going to bring everything straight up through the top. I'm going to actually take my StyleUp brush and bring everything toward me. This is where you want to stand behind your subject. Wherever you're grabbing the hair and the direction you want to take it to, you want to be standing in that direction. So for instance, if I want to get this really snatched pony, I'm going to stand in from the opposite side and pull it toward me. So that way I can get the best grip possible on that spot. So once you have everything in your hands, I'm aiming more for the top. So I want to make sure that I'm on top of my crown. So the crown is here. I don't want to be on top of the head here. And I'm going to use a ponytail holder to hold this down for now. Just working with a clear elastic, and I'm going to wrap this to the top of the head. Now I'm going to push this out of the way just for a second because I'm going to be doing a pony directly in the back of that. So as I was saying before, I'm grabbing all of the hair and I'm standing on the opposite side because wherever you stand is what helps you get that hair toward you. If you're standing opposite, it's much harder to get that hair in that section. It's much easier if you're standing on the opposite side so you can pull all that hair toward your body. If you're doing this on a live model or a client, make sure that you have them tip their chin up for this portion because you can cause a lot of sag here if they're looking down. This is also where you could anchor everything down with a double pony. The tighter the pony, the easier it is to actually get this to stay. And then of course you'd want to use some hairspray, but for this demo, we are not going to be using any hairspray. We're just really focusing on the style. And again, I'm going to get that pony just directly underneath the previous pony that I just did. The next step, I'm going to prep the front area, and I'm actually using the titanium ion Olivia curling iron. This is a 3/4 inch curling iron, and it actually has an extra long barrel. So you have more real estate, you can get more hair into your section. This is really perfect for longer hair. And I want to get kind of an interesting texture out of this. I'm going to be working from the bottom up, taking about 1-inch sections, working my way from the bottom. And I'm going to alternate the types of curls I'm going to do. I'm going to start in the center, wind the barrel in toward the face, and then I'm going to start releasing the tail, opening, and as I close, winding it back again. This makes sure that you get a really tight curl through the center where it matters the most so that it can hold up all night. And then as I release this, I'm just gonna tap it open to get the tail all the way in and then release it all the way down. So that is my traditional corkscrew curl. And now I'm gonna take the next curl and I'm gonna angle my hand down so that the barrel is tipped down, open up my clip, and then I'm gonna take this section and I'm gonna wrap it around the entire barrel. Hold that for a couple of seconds, and then we're gonna release that down. And we're gonna go ahead and just keep alternating that. I like to take little tiny triangle sections for this, so that way you're not creating too many harsh lines. And again, I like to alternate it just to give it variation in the texture because we will be brushing this out lightly when we're done. The trick with this is you want to wrap it at the base, and then once you have it in your hands, you're just going to take it and twist it around the barrel. I like to keep the clip open so I don't have to deal with having any lines in the hair, and this is a lot quicker to do it this way. This is a double heated barrel curling iron, so it will heat things up faster, and that is the benefit of having both technologies working to your advantage. Titanium is the heat source, which helps to actually heat from the inside out, and it actually protects the hair as well. Same thing with ion technology. Ion technology helps to make sure that you are getting nice shine, and it helps with the frizz in the hair as well. And we're gonna wind that all the way out. And then this is my last section. I'm gonna go in with that wrapped curl, get it nice and close to the base, and then I'll start wrapping it around that iron. If you run out of space, especially with the long barrel, just use your finger and push that a little bit further down before you continue wrapping. And we're gonna go ahead and unwind that. Okay, we're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. There's less hair on this side, so we can do this a little bit quicker. Again, anywhere between a 1 and 2 inch section. This is one of those things too that I don't like to get too much of a pattern going because anytime you create a pattern, you see a pattern. So this is where you kind of are encouraged to do a little bit more random sectioning and also alternating your curls, just having fun with it and creating multiple textures. So it's a lot more forgiving on the wear and tear of the style through the night. And it also helps it stand out and look a little bit more unique and different. When you're doing this part, just make sure that your arm is up in the air and that your barrel is pointed down so that you have the full length of the barrel to work with when you're doing this. And this one, we're actually just gonna finish this one off since it's not too big of a section. And I'm just gonna do my traditional wrap style curl, opening the barrel, releasing it, and pulling it down through. Again, you just want to make sure more of your heat source is in the middle of the curl so that that curl can hold up. I'm going to release that tension. And as I am releasing the barrel, I'm just letting those ends kind of fall into that clip. Tap, tap to open and release. Tap, tap to open, release until you're all done. That's it for now. I'm going to set my iron down and I'm going to go into the rest of my partings. So now we're gonna work on the back of the shape and then we're gonna add the front end later on, which this is where all the detail is. This is where, when you're doing a style, it's really important that you do the prep work, of course, like I was saying before, but not any unnecessary curling because most of this is gonna be pinned in and you're not even gonna see them. So this is where I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna wrap the style around my hand once, and then I'm gonna twist it around the base through here. So I'm gonna do that again. Hand flat, going into the base, wrapping that around the hand and to the front of this curl here, and then I'm gonna grab my hand and take it out. This is where I'm actually gonna pin this in here. I want that loop through there because I want this to be kind of the star of the show. This is gonna be a design line that we're doing through here, and we're doing the opposite through there, and then we're gonna see it close in together. But this is gonna be an important part of your actual style because this is what's actually creating that shape for you. I'm grabbing a couple of bobby pins now, and as that snakes around through the front, I'm gonna take the bobby pin through here and I'm not gonna open it. I'm actually just gonna push it in sideways along with the hair. And then I'm gonna go the opposite direction, go back and push it through. So that helps to anchor it down, but then you still have this hair through here that you can do something with if you want to. So I'm gonna leave that for now, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing through this back side. I'm gonna take this pony, bring everything up, hand in, wrap it around through the back side and out the opposite direction. I'm gonna take my hand out for a moment here, and then right where this piece is, I'm gonna take my bobby pin once again, going with the flow of the hair. So I'm gonna go this direction with the flow, stop, go the opposite direction, and then push it in toward the head. And if you need a little bit more, then of course you can open this section up. And I've decided as I'm playing around with this, and this is kind of the fun organic process, because there's two things you could do with this, or there's more than two things, but you could really stack these up together through here if you wanted to. You could stack this horizontally and stack this vertically. And that's the reason why the twist really helps, because it gives you free range of motion to actually create. But I want to have it look kind of like a French twist with a bun at the top. So I'm going to actually take this and twist it all the way through here. And I'm going to push this open. So I'm going to open this section through here. And I'm going to hold it in place with my hand for just a moment. Take my pin, wiggle it around, find the base, anchor that down. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. Take my pin, take this opposite end through here, anchor this down at the base. So you're letting it just kind of accordion down basically. And then I'm going to take this at the base through here, grab the very tail end of that, and I'm going to push it up into that section through there. Now you can actually use pins around the sides, so that way you're not pushing it down. The last thing you want to do is create a little sausage roll in the back. So I do want to open this up a little bit. What I'm going to do by opening it is I'm actually just going to take my pins and I'm going to pull them apart a little bit. And all you have to do is go along with the flow of it and then go the opposite direction and pin it down. So that kind of helps to anchor it in place. I know I keep saying that word anchor, but that's literally what you're doing. You're just anchoring this every single time. So this is where you want to use your mirror, or you at least want to step away from your design line just a little bit. This is a bit tight through here, so I'm going to kind of open this up using my pin. And I'm going to grab my pin through here, just on the tail end. And then I'm going to secure that down. Let me go ahead and just spray very lightly. I haven't decided what I want to do with these pieces yet, so I'm going to leave those alone for now. And again, same thing with these guys on the outside here. And I haven't secured this down yet either. So with this front part here, this is a little bit too much of an open zone. So I'm actually going to twist it the opposite direction. I'm going to push this down, this direction here, and this side here. So remember, I went vertical that direction. Now I'm taking this and going horizontal this direction. So it creates, if you can kind of see my bird's eye view from the top here, you can see that this kind of snakes almost into a slight S-shaped section through here, making it really interesting. It's one of those things that you look at from a distance, or even if you get close, and you can't figure out exactly how that was done. And that's what makes this so fun, is that we literally started with two ponytails, and then we did the same style of wrapping. And now all we're doing is contorting it to either horizontal or vertical. Now I'm gonna actually secure this last section down on the side through here where it sticks up. I'm just gonna push this down. Once again, use my bobby pin, anchor this side down through here. And this is where I can actually use my fingers to pull things apart. When you start pulling things apart, then you're kind of distressing the style a little bit. So you wanna make sure that you don't get your hands too involved. If you're concerned about it or you have fingers that are sticky, then you can always use the tail end of your Upstyle brush, which is the whole point of this brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and tuck it right behind that other one. And then I'm gonna use my last bobby pin through the back area to make sure, my favorite word, we're gonna anchor it down back there too. So now we have a horizontal and a vertical with the ends sticking out on each side. And now we have all this hair through the front that we get to do something with. Now we get to actually pull these curls apart. So I'm gonna be using my FingerBrush by Olivia. This is shaped like a hand for a purpose and for a reason. We just wanna actually draw the sections apart so they're not so tundly like this, but they still keep the curl intact. So I'm gonna be grabbing all of this hair and using the Upstyle brush, kind of almost mimicking my fingers since the hands are like this. I'm gonna bring everything straight down, and you can see how those individual pieces, they still stay almost individual. See how they stay separated like this? And this is what I'm looking for. So don't be concerned about pulling this through because they will snap back in place again. We got a good base going. As a matter of fact, we could have just made this part of the style and we would have been done. But I wanted to show you how to work with multiple textures, but also just integrating different ways of creating a style using different textures and shapes. So now that we finished the back, I'm actually gonna go ahead and bring the front in, and I'm actually gonna be using this part to my advantage. Where you see the two negatives in this part of the updo is going to become the positives of where these are going. So I'm gonna take this section high, I'm gonna bring it up through here, and I'm gonna guide it right in between those two pieces, and I'm gonna pin that in place on the other side. I'm actually gonna open up my pin this time around and go right in, and I'm gonna cross the pins together. So one's going in this way, the other one is gonna cross right over the top here, just to make sure that it stays there all night. So now you can see that this part is pulled up, but what's nice about it is that now that I have that kind of crossed in on that side, I can take my fingers and pinch and pull those pieces and kind of release some of that texture that we just created through there. I don't want to overdo it. This is something that I can work on later on, but I just want to show you the reason why we did the front piece first, so that we can have a decision that we can make later on if we wanted to have a different way of changing it. Because that's one of the biggest things when we're taking care of someone's hair, if they're getting ready for a special event or a formal occasion. We don't want to spend so much time putting the hair up and then they want us to tweak one little thing and then we have to take it all down. So you can see the tails here, they're still raw. I haven't done anything yet to it. So I probably will end up curling that, but again, I don't want to focus on that yet. I just want to finish off my shape. This side is a heavier side through here. So I am going to take out this section through the front, just a little bit through the front here. So I'm gonna take a little tiny triangle section and then I'm gonna go right behind it, just along the hairline. So it fills that gap in through there. And then I pull the rest of this straight back. I'm gonna take the tails out of the way as I draw this section. Once again, I'm gonna wrap that around this. So this is gonna, tail is coming out. And then this is gonna cross over the top through here. Actually, the tail, I think it's okay, I'll cover it. So I'll go through here on the other side. This is not gonna be so tight this time though. And the reason why is that I wanna use this bulk of hair to my advantage. So I'm actually gonna take it and twist it this time, and I'll show you why I'm twisting it. So I'm gonna twist it, and I'm gonna pin this in place through the side. And then I'm gonna take another bobby pin and I'm gonna open the bobby pin. I'm gonna find that previous one and I'm gonna do that cross that I did before, like I was showing you. Now this is where I can actually take my StyleUp brush, the back portion of it, and I can open this area up. That's the reason why I twisted it ahead of time, because when I twist it, I have a lot more hair that I can open up, and now it looks more intricate, like I did this on purpose and this was part of the plan. Now I have the rest of the tails left. I'm gonna take the remainder of this hair and I'm gonna open it up through here, and I'm just gonna fan it out actually. Ironically, it actually ends up covering this hair, but just to polish that out, I'm gonna take my titanium iron and let's just give it a little bit of a twist. Take those tails and we'll just polish that out a little bit through the ends. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and just do the other side as well. This side is not so bad, but we'll go ahead and just take care of the pieces underneath. So you have options. You could take each one of these pieces and you could pin them in individually if you wanted to. That's gonna add a lot more interest to the style. For instance, you can go through here and do individual ribbons, but I would prefer for it to look a little bit more undone. So I'm gonna once again take my handy dandy finger brush and I'm gonna take the very ends of it, pull those apart, and I'm using my thumb to hold that hair down. And this is where I'm gonna kind of go through and fan it out because I really love how everything just looks soft and romantic. I'm actually gonna just let this longer tendril hang out. And this part, I am gonna just push it through the side and kind of open this up. And this is where I'm gonna use pins, actually. I'm gonna use pins instead of bobby pins. The difference with using a pin is that you don't have anything that holds it down. It's meant to stay open. As a matter of fact, you can even open it further and you could even twist one side in so it anchors something down. So if you have a hard time with pins falling out, this is something that you can do. It's a little hack. But what I like to do is just pinch, pull the hair where I want to see it, guide the pin along the direction where I want to see it, and then go the opposite direction and push it into the first thing that I can anchor it into. And by doing that, you have more wiggle room to move this hair around, but it lets it stay full and fluffy. It's not making everything kind of condensed into one space. So I'm gonna bring this again through the other side. I really like this tendrils kind of falling out naturally the way it is. And I'm gonna pin these other pieces down. Again, I'm gonna go with the flow of the hair, go against it now, and then I'm gonna do one of these actions. I'm gonna do back and forth like this. So go with it, go the opposite direction, back and forth, and then push it down. And same thing with this one, which I actually can just leave this down. I think this looks okay because it kind of falls into that space. And they've got all these other hairs that are naturally falling out with it. And I don't like to force that. So I really love the way the style is looking on this side. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So let's just go ahead and turn her through here. Now, this is kind of where we make the joke that as sisters, not twins. We're not going to have it be identical on each side, but we definitely want to make sure that we're kind of following the same roadmap. So all this hair here can once again be filtered through, and you want to take your pin, kind of go with the flow of the hair, push it the opposite direction. And we'll do that one more time now. And take it through the center, through here, and opposite direction. Push that in through there. So that way it's not kind of flying all over the place. And this is kind of where pushing those pieces in and then spraying it all down will kind of help it stay. And then the front piece through there, if this feels a little too disconnected, right? So if this was a real client or a model, we wouldn't really want to leave it like this. So if I had this scenario and let's say they don't want to cut their hair, then that's when I would take my handy dandy bobby pin and I would take this piece here specifically, and I would actually start wrapping it very loosely. And this is kind of where I start pulling it apart, wrap it around loosely. And then I'm going to pull those tendrils up, go underneath the bottom, and I'm going to just pin it into the side of my style through here. Just like that. And this is where too, you can just bring this a little bit further down if you want to. She's got a couple hairs around the face that are falling out, so I can actually polish that a little bit. And then this is where I would spray this portion out of the face. But I'm really loving the style. It's very soft, romantic looking. And again, it started with 2 ponies in the back and then tendril curls in the front. So this is something you could definitely do. There's a lot of creative freedom that you can have with a style like this. And this is also where you want to spend a little bit of your time just going for balance. Like I'm going to use my mirror, looking ahead and just saying, okay, I could collapse this a little bit more through here. I could pull this open a little bit more through the top. I could polish this piece out through here. If I don't like how tight this is feeling, then I can kind of pull this out because remember, they're already pre-sectioned. That's why we spent our time curling it, because we can get that extra texture out of the top if we want to. So I'm going to spend a little moment just doing a little bit of tweaking and changing through here. And then I would say that that's a very complete and successful style. Thanks so much for hanging out. Try this as well. And I will link more in the description below, all the tools that I use with Olivia Garden. And thanks so much to Olivia Garden for having me. I'll see you soon.